Hi, everybody. It's me, Dr. Anke, your English teacher. I'm sure you haven't forgotten about me. But good work getting all of your job project in for this week. I'm really excited about reading those. I have a pretty busy work week in my other job. I do another job for the college, helping part of the transition to Brightspace, and this is a really busy week for us. So I will try to start getting through some of them, but I may not get to most of them until at the end of this week. So I will email everybody though when I'm through grading them, but really good work getting them in. So this class has two big projects. One of them is the job project, which you've just finished. Move this down a little bit. And the other is the one we're going to start today, which is the report project. So let me go ahead and share some slides with you, and we will there we go. Okay. So the first thing that oops, sorry. Let me go. Let me hang on one second. Let me try this again. Okay, there we go. Okay. Here we are, week 8. So last week, last week, let me get it together tonight. I could do it. Last week, you guys did the resume, cover letter, and job announcement harmony. So, you know, that's certainly an exercise that you needed to do for your grade for this class. But every time you apply for a job, you should do this last step. This last step is one of the most important things, because even if you've put together an incredible resume and a very well-written cover letter, if they do not absolutely reflect the job you're applying for, then they are not going to be effective. So so anyway, it's just kind of something to think about when you go on and when you're applying for other jobs. So this week we're going to start on the report project, and I'm going to be talking about that today. I'm going to review some of those pieces. You're going to want to look at the recommendation feasibility reports in examples, cases, and models index. That's in your e-text. You're going to look at the APA presentation, and if you don't know much about APA citation, you are going to need to use that in this report. So I've done a little presentation for you. If you have questions, please post on Teams so that I can help you out. You're going to read chapter 4.1, report design. This book has some really good pieces about report design. So be sure and look at those. And then you're going to have 3 exercises to do this week. You're going to do report layout and design, graphs and charts, and my report topic. Okay. So the report assignment. So the report itself is going to be the final project, the final report, which is due the 8th of November. So that's it's like in 3 weeks, which might seem like a long time, but it is not a long time. So we're going to do a lot of little assignments between now and then to kind of prepare you for it, but please be working on this report. So do you remember when you say that you work alone and in teams? So doing this report is working alone. And part of the assignment that's kind of like, you don't really get graded on, it's kind of unwritten, but part of this is for you to organize this a project and see it all the way through. So keep that in mind, that the process of doing this report is also part of the things that you are learning here. So the report itself is 12 pages, 2,000 words, APA style. For the sources and the text, but you can be creative with the layout. I'm going to show you some examples in a minute. You're going to have a table of contents, you're going to have an abstract, introduction, you're going to have the body, and then you're going to have a conclusion and references. You're going to have at least 3 sources, and each source must be cited in the paper. You're going to have at least 1 graphic, at least 1 chart, and then you're also going to do a progress memo. And the progress memo is due the 1st of November, which is closer than we think. Okay. So for this recommendation report, you're gonna you've got two choices. You can do recommendation or informational. And a recommendation report is, oh, sorry, it's not chapter 13. That was back in our other text. But you can do recommendation or information. And let me go ahead and I'm going to bring you guys into, this is the report. Let me go ahead and make sure I got this. Okay. So this is the report project resources. This is in your here online. And I want you to look at, let's look at some report examples. So this is a really good place to figure out where to, how to kind of understand how to do these. So let's look at the first, let's look at recommendation report. So this is a recommendation report on office printers. And so what Ryan has done is he talks about the kind of printers, laserjet versus inkjet, and thermal versus piezoelectric, and then he has his multifunction versus print only, connection options. And then he has 3 top picks here, the Epson, the Brother, and the HP, and then he has a recommendation. So in a recommendation report, you're gonna have at least 2. Sometimes it's a little easier to have 3 things that you're comparing, and then you're gonna compare them and then give a recommendation for which one is best for the situation. So so he has a summary here. It's really, it should be an abstract and an overview. And here in the overview, overview or introduction, he gives context for the whole piece. He says that this is the company, that they, this is the criteria. It has to print 30 pages per minute. It has a quick warm-up time, multifunction, high quality, stay within the constraints of the budget. And then these are the methods which he's used to look at what kind of printers. This is the background he's given on each of the different kind of printers. And then these are the printers that he compares, all 3 of these. And then here is his recommendation for which printer. And that's the Brother monochrome laser printer. Then he has a little conclusion here. He has a graph here about the costs. And then he has a works cited page. So you can see how all that pieces go together. So it is 2,000 words, which really isn't a lot of words, but you can see that it's 12 pages, that there are a lot of pieces that go. You have a title page, you have a table of contents, you've got different pieces that go in here. You can put images. So it's pretty easy to get to 12 pages when you kind of think about it in that way. Okay, so that's a recommendation report. Information report, I really loved this one. I thought it was a really great one. So I really like the way he used the colors of the trout on this first one. This is just about trout. Trout in New Mexico. It's just information. It doesn't tell you which is the best trout, but it just tells you all about them. And so here's his table of contents. And he has an abstract here. He has lots of great pictures. And in the picture, you want to say who took the photo. You also want to spell photo correctly, but you want to say where you got the photo, if you got it online or if you took it. So he has an abstract, which tells about the whole report, and then an introduction, which gives context to it. Talks about the New Mexico trout species, and then he talks about each trout. So you can see, here's the Gila. I know, they're so tiny, aren't they? Record catches a trout in different lakes, and then his conclusion, and then his references. So you can see how, and you can also see, so you're going to use APA style for the references here, but like the whole report, you can do this. See, like he uses a little border around it, little borders around pictures. You can make it colorful. You can make it interesting. Um, you know, you can certainly be artistic and have a lot of fun with it. Let me show you another about, oh, the sleep deprivation one. So this one has a running head, which is for APA. You do not have to include this, but she decided to include it and go with the whole APA style. And so here's the cover page, table of contents. There's the summary. And here's an infographic here. So you can see, like, use images and pieces that really support what you're talking about and really help your reader engage in the ideas. There's a nice little graph. Okay, so that kind of gives you some ideas about how that works. And then here's her references. Okay. Go ahead and make sure that we're all looking at the same thing here. Oops. Okay. So let me go back to this. So it's 12 pages, 2,000 words. APA style, table of contents, an abstract, an introduction. Remember, the introduction gives context for the report. The body of the report, the recommendation report is usually going to have like a methods section and a results of the research. An informational report is usually going to have a discussion about to kind of consolidate the information. And you're going to have a conclusion. You're going to have references. You're going to have at least 3 sources, at least 1 graphic, so that's an image, and at least 1 chart. So you can have more graphics. You can have 4 or 5 or 6 or however many you want, and you can have as many charts as you want. So remember, it can be recommendation or informational. So you're going to write a progress memo that's due the 1st of November. And in this progress memo, you're going to detail your progress on the report. You're going to include your topic, what you've researched, where you've encountered setbacks, the charts and graphs or graphics that you're going to use, and you're going to upload that to progress memo. So be sure when you do the progress memo, you do that in memo format. That's not due until the 1st, but I just want to kind of give you a view of where things are going. So this week, we're going to do some things that are going to prepare you for working on this whole report. The first one, report layout and design. So in this assignment, you're going to experiment with different ways to lay out reports in MS Word. It is crucial that you know how to do each one of these steps. And you will need these on your report project and then another project that we're going to do a little later on. And so you're going to learn how to do a table of contents in MS Word, how to set up pages, all of these pieces. So if you've never, so this is all listed on the assignment itself, on the learning module. If you have never used style and headings in MS Word, you're going to want to watch this video. If you've never made a table of contents in MS Word, you want to watch this one. If you've never used the reference feature in MS Word, there's a video for you. And if you've never formatted a reference page in APA style, there's a video for that. So I've tried to give you videos for each one of the pieces that you're doing. And then on our little YouTube playlist, you're going to see a video called Tutorial Layout and Design. So in that video, I walk you through every step of the assignment. So if you start this assignment and you're frustrated, please watch the video that I made. And if you don't know how to do some of those things, please look at that list and go to those other videos and get some tutorials. If you're stuck, please message me on Teams or send me an email and I can help you out with that. Okay, so that's the first one, report layout and design. What you're going to do is you're going to download a report that doesn't have any design, and you're going to go through and put headings in it. You're going to make a table of contents, but I have all the directions for you there. So So just let me know. Let me know if you get stuck with that. So the second thing you're going to do is you're going to do on graphs and charts. So in this assignment, you're going to create 7 graphs and pie charts. If you've used Excel before, it's going to be pretty easy assignment. If you don't know how to use Excel, this assignment can be a little difficult. And you might want to try to find somebody to give you a little tutorial on Excel, or let me know. But you're going to download a graph. You're going to download an Excel sheet. You're going to fill it out, and then you're going to make graphs and charts based on that. Okay, but let me know if you have any questions. And actually, let me go ahead and okay. Hang on one second, and let me get to. So when you're going to be looking for your, when you do the 8.1 report layout and design, that's going to be here under report examples. That's where you're going to find that, that one right there. And report resources. So here are pieces about how to make table of contents, charts, and graphs. And here's your assignment for your graphs and charts. You're going to download this Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so let me make sure I got the right thing here for you guys. Okay, so you're going to download this spreadsheet, and you're going to put in your monthly expenses. So these are kind of, I'm sort of joking a lot with my husband on these expenses. I thought I'd make it funny. So you're going to have 12 expenses. You can make these whatever they want. You might not drink $50 worth of kombucha every month. And you actually have to have a number in here. So let's put a 0. Hang on. Oh, it won't stay there. Let me see if I can put. Oh, no. So those are actually zeros. But you want to say how much some of your monthly expenses. So I just picked rent, gas, car payment, food, alcohol, cat food, snake food. I have a snake, he has a cat. Clothing. He spends $10, I spend $200 a month. That's not totally true, but like I said, I was just trying to be funny. So you're going to want to do these. You're going to put your name and maybe your roommate, or maybe your spouse, or partner, or sibling. And you're going to compare your expenses, and you're going to make charts and graphs based on those expenses. So that's just what that's about. And that you found in IC assignment graphs and charts. Okay. Okay. So that's the one about the graphs and charts. The last thing you're going to do is, so the third assignment you're going to do is you're going to do a 10-minute free write. And I know this slide's a little small, but it's a little easy to read on the learning module. And I've just given you some questions. You don't have to answer. You can answer some of them. You can answer all of them. But I just want you to do a little free writing on the topic of your report and kind of where you're going with it. So before you get to this 8.3 assignment, you are going to need to have already decided if you're going to write an informational report or recommendation report. And you're going to you will have decided your topic. So make sure before you do this that you have decided both those things. Okay, so let's recap really quick. So the first one, 8.1, is report layout and design. You're going to download that report. You're going to follow my video directions or the directions on the learning module for doing the report layout and design. The next one you're going to do is graphs and charts. You're going to download that Excel spreadsheet. You're going to put in your own expenses, not mine. And you're going to make little pie graphs off of them. And the last one you're going to do is a free write on your report topic. Okay. Okay, that is it. That's all I have for you all today. The report project is a big project, so do not get behind. Please think about a topic and start working on it. Think about what kind of charts and graphs you're going to use. Think about if it's informational or recommendation. One of the best things to do when you start is figure out who your audience is. If you the smaller your audience is, the better your paper will be. So like on the office printer one, he was writing it to the person who was going to decide which office printer to buy for his office. The sleep deprivation one, she was written to college students about how important sleep is. So look at those things as you look at this report. Think about who your audience is, because it's going to be easier to write your report. If you're going to write one on dieting, decide if you're writing for people who are losing or gaining weight, decide if it's men or women, and give an age range. If you're going to do one on like informational report, like about how to, someone did one on like drag racing. So it was definitely towards people that wanted to drag race. Do you know what I mean? And information about how to drag race here in Albuquerque. Which is not legal, I don't think, in some places. But anyway, it was a pretty interesting little report. So you can kind of think about that. If you want to do an informational report on cannabis, medicinal or recreational, be sure you separate those and be sure you're understanding who your audience is and what you want them to take away from that. So one guy did the use of cannabis with I think it was headaches. I think it was migraines. So kind of like make it really specific. Do you see what I mean? As opposed to just super broad. So really think about who your audience is. The more specific your audience is, the easier it's going to be to write this paper. So anyway, that's the best advice I can give for you. I am excited to read your free writes and see what you're going to be working on, and excited to see that. If you have any questions, be sure and hit me up in Teams or email me. And I'll see you next week.